Hey, Josh and Nick. Good day. Good morning.
Howdy.
Good
Howdy.
middle of the night.
Yeah, that was why I pinged you, being like, "Are we on today?" Because I was like, "Well, if not, then I'm going to go back to bed."
I wish I had sent something out yesterday. As I saw this on the calendar, I was like, oh, yeah, that.
Yeah.
So Josh pinged me, Nick, so Josh, comma, Nick pinged me in Slack asking if we were meeting today. And honestly, for me, given everything else in the world that's going on right now, this is fairly low and kind of off the bottom of my list of things that I'm finding time for. I'm wondering if we should maybe drop to a lower cadence or table things for a while, or I mean, we've definitely had
Well,
attendance drop off, participation. KubeCon not happening is a wrinkle.
hmm I'd like to resolve that. I mean, have either of you, and for that matter, to your knowledge, has anybody else gone to other SIG meetings to talk about this?
I have for SIG release, obviously, and intended to twice for cluster lifecycle and have ended up with conflicts, so haven't there.
Okay.
Which, have you made it to any? I know you'd mentioned.
Yeah, I did SIG testing last week. And SIG testing was actually okay with it. From their perspective, most of the requirements are simply spawning an extra set of tests for stuff we already have. They pointed out again the issue with upstream dependencies, particularly Golang. But the thing they were concerned about is the thing that I need to take up with SIGNode today. Theoretically, there's a SIGNode meeting today. Although we'll see how productive that is, which is kube control version skew. Not kube control. Kubelet version skew. Because apparently testing in that area is already problematic and incomplete. And if people are going to be potentially hopping 3 versions in order to upgrade, extra testing is probably required, and that would become the responsibility of SIGNode.
I see. Well, it makes sense to talk to them then, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm just trying to write some of this down.
Okay.
Okay, I think I scribbled what we just said down in the minutes. I'm curious. We haven't had Jordan in a bit, and I am sure he is similarly. This is not on his radar at this point, given other things in life and work and the universe. He had mentioned in San Diego that he'd had a chat with some of the Golang community and that they were open to changing their support stance to be a little bit longer, but I haven't seen anything more about that, and I haven't necessarily gone looking in detail. Just doing a quick Google to see if there's been any change to their release cycle docs. So their annual cadence is still documented as the same. Yeah, and their release maintenance is still version +2, so you basically get a year currently. I felt like he had mentioned maybe that there was a discussion somewhere, or I'm not sure if there was an issue, but there's something to follow up on and see if that might be moving at all. Interestingly, I've seen a number of projects over the last month say that they're looking to slow their release cadence right now, or focus on just being sort of support bug fix, just in recognition of all the other things that people have going on in life right now. But it may be an interesting set of changes that come out of this, to see how projects have chosen to do that development, driving things forward versus sustaining, and if any official changes of cadences that persist beyond sort of the current period of uncertainty, what happens there.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know whether the length of, I don't know where the length of patch support for Golang is determined, whether that happens in the community or that happens at Google.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, that's a good point. I will. Normally, previously I would have just said I will ask Dave when I talk to him tomorrow. But yeah, since he's moved to GitHub, it's a little less often that I talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hadn't heard that happened.
Yeah, Dave Chaney moved to GitHub. Well, he's in the process of moving to GitHub. I know I have an outstanding action item from last meeting that I had forgotten about. So, oops, sorry. I have made a note to myself to not forget about that this time.
Okay. Yeah, well, so I guess the other thing is, so we're both, not having a contributor summit until August, in Amsterdam, theoretically,
Yeah,
assuming
best
that
case.
the conference actually happens in August. And we've decided not to do the sort of virtual contributor summit.
Okay.
What it really came down to was everybody liked the idea of having a virtual event. Nobody had time to actually plan one.
Yeah.
Because we all got saddled with a bunch of extra stuff at our companies related to things that changed virus time.
Yeah.
So the result is, if we actually wanted to have and invite everybody meeting discussion about about the year proposal, we would have to organize it ourselves, or wait until August and presumably Kubernetes 1.21. I kind of feel like, at least from the reception I've been getting from the SIGs, that if we go through all of the SIG meetings, that we could just push ahead with this. Particularly, if we knock node and cluster lifecycle out of the way, and they're okay. And the other thing, I think we still need to actually put in there, the compare and contrast between extending support for one more release versus making the releases 4 months.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's on my to-do list, I believe, wasn't it?
I have an action item on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one that I was talking about. Yeah. Yeah. So I will have a crack at that.
Yeah, I'm inclined to think that we're almost lazy in using the opportunities we have with contributor summits and face-to-faces, and I think it's reasonable for us to focus on sort of the normal process, attending SIG meetings to discuss, using GitHub issues and doing the normal flow of things and see where we come out. And we can then evaluate and use the August date for what's the next logical step based on what we've accomplished sort of May, June timeframe.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that would mean pushing the whole extension of support back to, like I said, version 121 or whatever it is. But
yeah, until the KEP is marked as implementable and we have some semblance of agreed upon entry criteria to say that we could begin this new scheme, it's pushing out. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
but maybe it's slower, but maybe that puts us on a track to say that 2021 is the year in which you can get annual support, or maybe one of the sooner releases too, but that it's coming if we.
I guess the thing that then affects is the first item you put on the agenda, Tim. Should we drop to a slightly slower cadence for these meetings?
Yeah, well, if we're not planning on making a final decision until August, then I don't think we need to have more than one meeting a month.
Yeah, I would agree.
I like the idea too of just formalizing the fact like everybody's got a lot of different stuff on their mind right now, and this isn't the highest priority of those things within the community, and
Yes.
to take that, even if it's just a small nagging voice in a dozen people's minds that, oh, I should have been doing something on that, to just take a little bit of that pressure off, I think is a responsible thing for us to do.
So if we were to do that, yeah, so currently I own the actual
You own the PR.
yeah, I own the actual PR, and I also own the calendar invite. So should I I think maybe the easiest way to do it is to just go forward a few months, like until sort of that August timeframe, and just manually mess with the calendar appointment and drop us to monthly that way.
Yeah, you could either probably edit the recurrence to be monthly instead of every other week, but I know a lot of systems don't receive those recurrence things correctly, so maybe just cancel delete a few instances,
Yeah.
like the second instance in each of April, May, June, July, and maybe those point cancellations get received by calendar clients correctly.
Yeah, and then just I've actually got it set up so it reminds me like 17 hours before, so that I can make sure I set an alarm. I'll make sure. Maybe I'll add myself a reminder for the days when I delete to ping the channel and be like, yeah, remember, there's no LTS meeting tomorrow, something like that. Okay.
Are there other things we need to talk about today?
I don't think so. Okay, so just to be clear, today is actually the second one for the month. Oh, no, it's the first one for the month. Okay, so I'll ask. We actually have 3 in April. Okay, I'll just.
Well, it's still March for me and Tim.
Yeah. All right.
Go with your judgment. Just leave one a month and spread out ish, and good enough.
Yeah. Okay, no worries, cool. And then I will ping people or something when I get my reminder that there is going to be a meeting. I'll put a thing in the channel saying, "Reminder, we're having a meeting tomorrow."
Cool.
Let's do it the positive way rather than the negative way.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course.
Anything else y'all can think of?
None for me.
I feel bad getting you up for 17 minutes or whatever it was. We could have had this conversation in Slack yesterday asynchronously.
That's okay. Well, what happens. I will.
We'll get better at that.
Yeah, I'll fix up the other ones before I go to bed now, so I don't forget this time. And I didn't even have my my caffeine here to wake me up, so I can go straight back to sleep. So, yeah, cool. Look, yeah, thank you for being considerate, everybody. I really appreciate that. I hope you are both doing okay with respect
Likewise.
to things. Yeah.
All right.
We recently transitioned to having kids at home, and yeah.
Yep.
Well.
Yeah. I'm loving seeing kids in the background of meetings. It's a nice touch of humanity, but I know what you're going through. Our kids are grown and gone at this point, but been there. Yeah. And like when it's one day of school holiday or something, it's already a lot of work, and it's just every day now. So yeah, I know I can relate. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, stay healthy.
Yep. You too, both
Have fun with the kids.
Thanks.
All right.
Talk to you
Bye.
later.